Do you realize that the average car payment is over $500 a month? If you take that same $500 a month, put it in a 10% interest-bearing account for 40 years, you would have roughly $2.8 million. My friend, your car payment is contributing to you remaining broke. I'm going to get straight to the point and give you a few tips on how you can drive your car without paying a car payment. Stay tuned.
Get a jump on your fresh start. Time to get your money right.
What's up, everybody? This is Samuel with Fresh Start, where we help you get your money right. I remember growing up, I always thought a car payment was simply a way of life. You incorporate that with your regular monthly expenses, food, shelter, car payment. I thought it was a mandatory expense that every household had until I had a paradigm shift and I realized that I could be free from car payments. I messed around and read Proverbs chapter 22 verse 7, where God's word says the borrower is slave to the lender. And that was one of the main scriptures that set me on fire to want to get out of debt. And once I realized, hey, I don't have to have a car payment, I began to take the action steps to eliminate the debt out of my life completely. And I would like that for you too. So one tip that I want to share with you that can help you drive your vehicle without a car payment is purchasing a car cash. The way you do this is by setting aside money every pay period, whether it be $200, $500, whatever you can set aside, whatever you can scrape up. Have a sinking fund, a separate savings account that is labeled car. You can even use lump sums like your tax return or bonuses from work. Whatever you can get your hands on, put it in a separate account to save up so that you can purchase a car cash. Save up cash. You have to first believe that it's possible. Don't embrace this mindset that you will always have a car payment like I had. Embrace the mindset that I can purchase a car cash and watch it happen. You're going to move in that direction because you're going to take the action steps to make that happen. The second tip that you want to consider is to buy a reliable used car. Why do you want a new car? New car values depreciate. In the first 12 months, some depreciate more than 20%. Let somebody else take that hit. You don't take the hit of depreciation. Consider a used car. I believe it boils down in many cases to contentment. We want what we want. You see a new car, you see the rims and all the accessories associated with the new car in many cases, and that's just what you want. But one of the things that we teach at Fresh Start is contentment. You have to be satisfied with what you have. And we're not saying that you will always drive this car. You can always upgrade, and I'll show you how to do that later in the video. But initially, you want to just begin a lifestyle of driving your car without a car payment so that you can continue to build wealth. So get rid of this myth that you absolutely need a new car. There are plenty of used, reliable vehicles that will get you from point A to point B. If your commute to work is only 10 minutes, why do you need a brand new car? Think about it. Even if your commute to work or wherever you're driving is longer, you still can't justify financing a brand new car. It makes no sense. There are plenty of reliable used cars that will accomplish the same goals, especially if you take good care of it. Another tip that is helpful is consider purchasing from a private seller. A lot of times dealers tack on various fees and hidden fees in many cases that jack up the price of a car. With private sellers, in many cases, a lot of the negotiations are with cash. And the average private seller is not very familiar with the price of cars. So you want to make sure that you do the research on the vehicle. Look at various websites to determine what the actual value. I know Kelley Blue Book is a reputable site that can help you determine what the actual value of a car is considering its condition. You also want to get a feel for how motivated the seller is to get rid of the car. If they're in an urgent situation, it might be a good opportunity to ask for a reduced price and negotiate something that's more favorable. So as I mentioned, you want to purchase a car cash. You want to get out of this vicious cycle of car payments. And here's how it works. I'm going to use simple numbers to keep it simple. Let's say you purchased a car for $5,000 cash. You followed the steps, you saved up, you used your tax return or a lump sum from a bonus payment at work. You purchased your car $5,000 cash. For the next 6 months, you pay yourself a car payment of that $500 or so. Then you have, at the end of 6 months, you got your $5,000 car and an additional $3,000. So you have $8,000 because you've saved up and paid yourself a car payment for 6 months. After 6 months, you can now buy an $8,000 car. After you do that, let's keep the process going. Continue to pay yourself that $500 a month for the next 6 months, and guess what? You'll have your $8,000 car plus an additional $3,000 that you paid yourself over the course of the last 6 months. That's $11,000. Now you can go out and purchase an $11,000 car. I'm using simple numbers, but theoretically, that's as simple as it is, and that's how it works. That's what my wife and I did. We followed this same principle, and we will never have a car payment ever again. And because of that, it helps contribute to us building wealth. And don't get me started on leasing a vehicle. Leasing a car is the most expensive way to drive a vehicle. And at the end of the term, you leave the dealership after paying out all that money over the course of several years. In many cases, you leave the dealership without a car. So leasing is the most expensive way to drive a vehicle. So my friends, begin to have a paradigm shift. Think differently about car payments. It is contributing greatly to you remaining broke or being in financial struggle or just getting by and not being able to build wealth. Not just for yourself. Remember, we don't just do this for ourselves. We're doing it for our children's children. We are creating generational wealth. It's time to stop being selfish. Let's get out of these car payments and let's change our family tree. Make sure you click the subscribe button below. Turn on your notifications so that every Friday we post a new Fresh Start Friday video, you'll be alerted and you can watch and receive helpful information that can help you and your family continue to build wealth and reach your financial goals. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.